Many years ago, in 1899, two brothers, John and Horace Dodge, together with Detroit industrialist Fred Evans, began designing and selling bicycles, a widely used means of transportation at the time. For many years, they focused solely on this activity, gaining experience in the design industry, but eventually they became interested in assembling automobile engines. It wasn't long before the talented brothers caught the attention of Henry Ford, president of the then-famous automobile company. He signed a cooperation agreement with the Dodges to produce engines for his new cars. During their collaboration with Ford, the Dodge brothers became familiar with all the technological innovations of the time in the automobile manufacturing market. They learned to apply Ford's technology for standardization and flow assembly, which subsequently led to Ford repeatedly suing the brothers. Having become sufficiently prepared for the automobile business, they wanted to develop further. The brothers' collaboration with Ford continued until 1913, when John and Horace conceived the idea of creating their own automobile manufacturing company. Exactly 1 year later, on July 17, 1914, the company was founded under the name Dodge Brothers Incorporated. Development of their first car began at the same time. On November 14, 1914, the model rolled off the assembly line. The news quickly spread across the country, and thousands of dealers expressed their desire to sell the car. Old Betsy, as the model was later nicknamed, enjoyed great popularity. This was hardly surprising, as the car boasted remarkable technical specifications at the time. It featured a 35 horsepower engine, a 3-speed transmission, an electric starter, and headlights. The Betsy cost only $795. The car's debut was so successful that Dodge produced over 45,000 units in 1915. In 1916, Dodge Brothers Incorporated signed a cooperation agreement with the United States Army and successfully supplied it with its vehicles. That year, sales reached 71,400 units. A year later, the company began producing vans and trucks, the first of which were, again, military vehicles, a military ambulance and its civilian version, which helped boost sales to 90,000 vehicles. By 1920, this figure had risen to 141,000, making Dodge Brothers Incorporated second only to Ford in automobile production volume in the country. However, in 1920, John and Horace Dodge died suddenly, one from pneumonia, the other from cirrhosis of the liver. Frederick Haynes took over as head of the company. However, the brothers' heirs, their widows, who each inherited 50% of the authorized capital, lacked entrepreneurial acumen, and the company began to suffer losses. In 1925, a consortium of American banks acquired Dodge for $146 million. This slightly improved the company's financial situation, and a year after the change in management, the world's first car with an all-metal body rolled off the assembly line, the Dodge Touring car. At the same time, the company gradually entered the European market. By 1922, an automobile assembly plant had been established in London. In 1924, the first Dodge sports model, the Roadster, was released. It was this two-seater convertible that launched the brand's sports car line. And in 1927, the company introduced a completely new product to the market, the 6-cylinder Senior 6, equipped with hydraulic brakes. This model replaced all 4-cylinder cars the following year. A year later, the country was hit by an economic crisis, which again brought Dodge Brothers Incorporated to the brink of bankruptcy. In 1928, the company's management decided to sell it to the new but rapidly growing Chrysler Corporation. At the same time, the budget-friendly Victory 6 was added to the model lineup. Gradually, under the Chrysler umbrella, Dodge found its footing, and within 2 years, it had risen from 13th to 2nd place in U.S. auto sales. At the same time, parts shipments to European markets also increased. In 1932, another model was released, the elegant Dodge DL Series convertible. The hood was adorned with the company's updated Ram logo. From then on, this logo was used on all Dodge models. For its 25th anniversary in 1939, Dodge restyled all its models, which swept the brand into a new wave of popularity. All cars were now proudly called luxury liners. The highlight of the new lineup was the executive sedan D2 Deluxe. It was equipped with hydraulic windows and headlights integrated into the front fenders. A few years later, World War II began. Under these circumstances, Dodge refocused on manufacturing aircraft engines for the United States Air Force. A large plant was built in Chicago to produce 18-cylinder Cyclone engines for Boeing B-29 bombers. Dodge trucks and Fargo power wagons, all-wheel drive pickups, were also very popular. These vehicles, known for their durability and reliability, were exported in quantities of 40,000 units. Incidentally, the Fargo power wagons remained in production until the mid-1970s. After the war, the company began producing new models. The first of these was the 6-cylinder. It was produced in two body styles, sedan and roadster. In 1953, the Dodge Coronet Club Coupe was released. This was the first car to feature a completely new design, a curved windshield, recessed door handles, chrome accents, and the first use of a three-tone paint scheme. The next model, the 1959 Dodge Royal Lancer, featured distinctive stabilizer fins on the trunk. Dodge cars became so popular that they first appeared on television in the 1950s. Dodge trucks appeared in the film Hell Drivers, starring Sean Connery. In 1953, the company introduced a new car with an automatic transmission and a Hemi V8 engine. The engine was originally developed specifically for military aircraft, but was later successfully used in sports cars. Thanks to this development, Dodge won 5 NASCAR championship races in 1953 and finished second overall. Cunningham's C4R won the 12 Hours of Sebring and finished third at Le Mans, while a Hemi V8-powered Dodge broke 196 records at the Bonneville Salt Flats.